Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, living, and amazing, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Langraskaya. In the north, it is Tushenka, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division Recon Support Rifle Company and Urban Assault, featuring double infantry and a bit of Pathfinders there. And we go straight for Rifle Company. Ooh la la, with ET8s, rifle defensive structures, advanced infantry equipment, just means flamethrowers most of the time. Fire up and white phosphorus in the south, it is Computer.man. And in the background's Basil, wanting my attention. Anyways, Computer.man fighting for them out to Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the Panzerdivision, with assault support, Blitzkrieg and Jaeger infantry with triple infantry bulletins. Double grenadiers here for him, no machine guns versus double riflemen. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon. You can also just donate. That's what would make me very happy if you donate to me. Always, comment, like, share, subscribe, and press the bell button. At least a comment of how wonderful Kitty Basil is. I'm sure he'll be very happy. Isn't that right, Basil? Anyways, in the south, the Computer.man making progress. Then east, we can see Tushenka's moving it pretty aggressively. Worth noting, he's not going straight for the fuel point. He's going into like screen it off. Also trying to scout out his opponent's possible maneuvers and movements to push in there before going through fuel. And still opponent's movements. He's still trying to grab a lot of territory as well there. That's quite interesting there from Tushenka then. Interesting opening there. Not bad. We got Robin up here with some sandbags close to the base. Not bad either. Meanwhile, we can see the Computer.man's getting... Ow! Pestle, you little shit! Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Snap on the way there for Computer.man. He just latched his claw into my finger while I wasn't paying attention. While petting maps mindedly. Got a mine on the way there though for Tushenka. Pretty aggressive mining there. Nice to see. Probably something Computer.man will not be expecting because 95% of American players never lay down mines. Ever. Like, I'm fairly certain. I mean, obviously, it's a made-up statistic, but I'm fairly certain of, like, an actual survey were to be done through Relic servers, I'm fairly certain it would be roughly spot on. But I've got some Pioneers here. Got Pioneers going to moving in here, going straight for the Ralph Squad there. It's going to bleed them out. So, interesting chart here, but Computer.man obviously going to try and bleed out the Americans. More typically used versus the British, but against the Americans does also happen from time to time. Got more gunners for Computer.man, still no something in before 2, backing off here. Ooh. If that sniper dies to the mine here in the early game, that's going to be huge for Tushenka. Massive. Bigly. Ralph Goldfling back here, stops a bit cautious about the sniper. Holy smokes, Computer.man is going in really aggressive with that sniper. He is really just lunging in there. Ralph coming up there. Got it. Sniper quickly falling back. He stops a word about the flanks here. Good flank from Tushenka. Quick see the sniper quite dead. So obviously, Computer.man has some intention over there, and that actually, unfold as a chain of events that could leave him in a really bad place. And managing there, Tushenka is already taking up, and we are likely seeing. We're seeing the captain. Alrighty, Tushenka here. Already certainly not quite going for the average American metagame there. Rifle Company, early mines. Captain in 1v1. I mean, 2 vs 2 captain is super popular due to the fact most of the maps are designed very claustrophobically and tiny, which means the anti-aircraft tough deck is really good. But most players don't tend to be less keen on them on 1v1 maps, which tend to be less designed for blind mice. Grenadiers with Rifle Squad here by the centre victory point there. Shots going back and forth here. Better skirmishing there. Up north we got the captain out there. Can of course out of BL soon. Computer.man here goes for Jaeger infantry doctrine, featuring ambush training. Jaeger light infantry upgrades, the Jaeger command squad, light artillery barrage, and Stuka close air support. Man goes off there, and the sniper does indeed go down to the mine. Wow. I do not think Tushenka, when he laid down that mine, went to himself, you know what, Carl? I think this mine will do great things. It may not kill Hitler, but I don't know, it may kill a sniper or something. I think this mine will be great. Oh, shut up, Joe. You always say that. No, I'm serious, Carl. I think this mine will be it. So there we go. Computer.man to go for minesweepers. Yeah, command squad on there as well. Backhead troop reinforcing. Ambulance out there for Tushenka. Basil being very dramatic in the background. Don't you worry about him. He tends to get like that if he doesn't get the attention when he wants it. And he's like, oh, alas, poor woe is me. I am being abused by this cruel fellow by not being, you know, constantly doted upon every second of my waking existence. Pioneer's going for decent fuel point here. Troop reinforcing. So yeah, that's just, you know, typical battle behaviour. Otherwise he just sleeps away most of the day in a cardboard box, which he likes. So there you go. Big push here by Tushenka against Computer.man, forcing him away there. Go straight for the command squad here. Two Rob squad was that one there. That takes some damage as the G43 wielding Jaeger command squad that deals a lot of damage. I mean, that's a 5-man squad with 3 G43s. That is some serious firepower they can lay down. There goes almost 6 up Rob squad on their own. I think he's finding a bit harder because he might be home to like avenge the loss of the sniper. Only getting Rob squad that be white would be great, but Sam not quite there. You could consider G43 for the Grenadiers. They're quite good, in particular the Americans. And I feel like Veteran players has a slight tendency to overlook how useful the G43 actually is. But that's just me. Got decent fuel with the Pioneers, but the skirmishing here still. Overall, Tushenka here very wisely cutting off most of Computer.man's fuel point axes there. Very good. So even if he controls both fuel points, it's nice to get a lot of fuel because he's not really getting... Oh, actually he's got this 2 points here that actually allow him to go for more circuitous route to secure the fuel points. Actually kind of works out the Computer.man. I imagine we'll be seeing an anti-aircraft attack enough here for Tushenka. As for Computer.man, we've got finally taken. That's a pretty late attack. Then again, I suspect the loss of the sniper there might have slightly wrapped Computer.man in front of his schedule.
We are losing a sector.
Sandbags there, grab the eastern fuel point. Yeah. See now Basil's a bit, you know, happy now again. He can sort of get attention from me. He just needs to kill, doesn't like, you know, snatch my hand and do bad things to it. Anti-aircraft going for Tushenka. Computer.man going for the like to make a nice company because they're going to need a bunker. We could also go for like a bunch of armored cars. That can also work as a counter, though. There's one people that prefer. Just trying to nab the Basil Cat and put him into a kitty pacification position. So he's less likely to cause a fuss. More mines here from Tushenka, emboldened by the success of the first mine. I'm assuming he's away took out the sniper with a mine. But yeah, mines win wars, ladies and gentlemen. Mines win wars. And that has definitely got to be one of the best mines this year so far. Captain there going straight for the Grenadiers with the BR. Captain should be able to win up close. James being host there. And the side of the command squad, the Bravo squad there. Getting some good hits, retreating in time. Good work there by Tushenka. Going for the cop on there again. Needs to launch a counterattack here to deal with that. And using this S being pushed back by the captain. And we got the anti-aircraft to take out. The Computer.man is currently short on any meshes for dealing with it.
The capture point is being overrun.
He will likely go for a pack 4 response. He could also go for a bunch of armoured cars, a bit more fuel intensive, but in the hand the armoured cars going to be used against the infantry, maybe swing the match really aggressive in his favour there, but again, most players don't bother with that. Again, it's not necessarily wildly resource efficient. Oh, rough Nate there. Tushenka there a bit slow there, but fortunately for Tushenka, Computer.man can't manage to land the killing blow. Pack 4 with Computer.man, very much as expected in response to the anti-aircraft half-track. Again, much rare sight in 1v1 than in 2 vs 2, though that's not to say it never happens, obviously, but, you know, it's a bit more rare. Just like machine guns galore here from Computer.man, no G43s. And the on G42 was good, in particular like high efficiency Grenadier squads, make no mistake. But, you know, the G43s I don't think should be, you know, taken lightly either, since it's quite great against the Americans, and again, it's just great in light, medium, and range engagements, plus can fire the moves, so it sort of helps a bit more with the more aggressively moving rifleman, I find personally. But there you go, pack 40 out there for Computer.man. Yeah, command squad there with 10 kills so far, actually too. I mean, again, they really pack a punch because again, part of it's just they got a bunch of G43s. I mean, it's like if the gunners were to attack them, they probably also pack quite a punch. Tushenka, I imagine, will have his next goal to be, you know, the majors and begin pushing up EC8. Can these are the rifle squads. The West we got the Grenadiers moving up there, backed up by the Jaeger command squad. Tech up there. Computer.man is definitely going to try and push it there with whatever fuel advantage he's got. 2 thumbs up to Computer.man. 2 thumbs up. Good maneuvering in the field there. I'd still like to see an MG42 from Computer.man or some Panzergrenadiere. Sorry about the hiccups. We do have the weapon racks up. We do get some beer out there. We also got the flamethrowers on the echelons ready to burn some krauts. Grab the point there. Grab the point there. Might see some more mines here from Tushenka.
Capture point is under attack.
Grab the western victory point. Tech almost done there for Computer.man. More mines from Tushenka. Very good. Very good. Unless you're the Germans, obviously. There's the rear echelons. Anything forwards. Rear echelons routed. Fuel cache up for Computer.man. Obviously, defense the carve point makes it to be a rash. Though, of course, you could also put it down if you want to be really safe. But, you know, not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. Obviously, have some push your arm up fast and in larger numbers. So, interesting move there by Computer.man. Rarely seen in 1v1s. Rarely seen. So, quite an interesting choice there. Even Basil agrees. Even Basil agrees. Jaeger needs for his Rav squad here. Press there. Overall, right now we can see Camus get good map control here versus Tushenka. So Tushenka's doing his best to disrupt here. Computer.man's fun, of course, with the fuel cache. And again, harassment is going to be a much more, you know, intensive effort there. But Tushenka gets against a bunch of guys there from Oklahoma to, like, you know, cut the point. He needs, like, bring in vehicles, armor, you know, hammer it with artillery or something for that to really go down. Finally, the car point, he uses the smoke grenade with the command squad. Not bad there. In this case, the cap moves into the smoke, blocking the point being grabbed. But, you know, still not a bad idea there. 15 kills in the command, but really isn't a really punchy unit. And so far, considering he hasn't used anything else from the dogs, and I wouldn't be surprised if he went for it simply for that unit, because, again, it's a really good one. You know, they don't like calling multiple ones, it'd be obviously be busted. And make no mistake. In particular, 300 manpower would be well beyond busted. Like, they'd have to, like, you know, price it close, like, in the 360, 380 manpower range, I think, and call in multiple of them. And there's the command for the echelons. He's getting hammered. Pack for up there for Tushenka. Computer.man can, but the support could connect to go for Panda 4 right about now. In fact, it's a slight mistake there not to have the Pioneers back to do that already now by Computer.man. That is a definite mistake there by him. I mean, that should be his priority. In fact, you could easily let a Panda 4 at least, possibly, like, by now, actually. So this is definitely a bit slacking off there by Computer.man. He's going for another Pioneer. He's got plus more Grenadiers, which further slows down things there. Definitely, I would say, a strategic mistake. Cancel the Grenadiers. I think Computer.man, to this degree, realizes he can't, you know, drop the ball there. That great ball factory at Baden-Baden. Even Basil agrees he's dropping the ball. You can hear him complaining. Now he's complaining he's not getting enough attention, obviously. Ralph's going up the centre here. Pack hard to find way there for Tushenka. Freedom, democracy. Going for that fuel cache. Means German infantry's not being hammered at with it. That's something. There goes the Pomacop. But again, cut it out sooner and could have that Panda 4 already by now. Which is great here versus Tushenka. Instead, now Tushenka's more thundering out into a tank gun. So at this point, is likely expecting a tank. So definitely missed opportunity by Computer.man. Definitely missed opportunity. I'd say again, rather significant, like the faster you can get out a medium tank is, you know, as whatever army you're playing as, typically the better, so. And particularly when he was running, I would say, in a fairly stable position. It's not like he was risking anything to, like, rush it out a bit faster there, so definitely a bit of a flub there by Computer.man in the face of Tushenka. Ralph costing about, then you have the pack 40. East side we got Pioneers gunning for these in a fuel point, not shabby. West side has all got progress here from Tushenka at the same time. Good flank here by the Ralph squad, catching Tushenka, Computer.man's pack 4 in a bad spot. Ralph's got the caught with 2 light machine grenadiers. They're doing a bit of damage there. Put it down to 3-man. Grab an eastern fuel point. He's going to repair the fuel cache. Yes, indeed. Just piling on more dirt onto it. That'd have been an issue if they'd been starting welding around a fuel cache. That'd been a definite issue. Oh boy. But there you go. Panda 1 there for Computer.man. Bart's got nothing about there. I've got a chance to with the command squad, ace level, 17 kills.
Objective secured.
A capture
Done
point
with some
is under
point. Pack
attack.
cards are getting elections 1. Very good here. 18 kills on the Jaeger command squad. Of course, you can get both field points connected and they're pretty huge. You need to push out morale. In fact, you need like Russia and Osman now to bag up the Panther 4 with the great resident infantry, support weapons, and the light vehicles. And only now Tushenka is starting to take up. So really, Computer.man's in a really strong position. But as you've already seen here, there seems to be some slight issues for Computer.man actually leveraging these. Whether, of course, this is intentional or not, I don't know. I mean, some players like to mess about a bit. And Computer.man does seem to have some slight tendency towards that. But, you know, still, if you want to mess about, you know, rush out and Osman instead, rather than delaying your ninja tank, if you go for a Panther 4 anyways. Anyways, Panther 4's running out there. Losing the rest of the fuel point, and these fuel point, their mine goes off. That's a fairly lucky shot there for Computer.man. After they quick back off the face of the ramming Panther 4, takes a quick hit from the anti-tank gun, back and takes all the side armor there of the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Just moving westwards there. Oh, we got ambush camouflage on the gunners, actually. Some of them. Very good. Thumbs up there to Computer.man. Bit of the loadability, but again, it does give a significant accuracy boost, meaning any upgrade with the high rate of fire weapons like machine guns, even G-foot fees, but also Panthers with their, you know, assault rifles, can actually suddenly make this a really strong burst damage and can terribly tear through your opponent's infantry if they're not careful. It's being hammered, quick retreat in the face of Computer.man's large light machine gun platoon. Back to the captain, shot fired, tree shattered, squirrels left homeless. Yeah, command squad there need to be careful. Tank as well here. Not entirely sure why he left so little infantry support for the right flank and committed everything to the west. Can go for another Panther. You come up get wiped out here though. Ooh, that's going to be a tough loss here for Computer.man. And that is very likely going to happen here. Yup, going for another Panther, which is great. Losing their command spot there was definitely not a great development there for Computer.man, and definitely very helpful to Tushenka, as that means there's obviously one less significant threat for the infantry, you know, to like be murdered by. Still, 2 Panther 4s is a definite headache for Tushenka, a definite headache. Although Computer.man definitely needs to like leverage them a bit better than that first one. Back out to their close to T2, back here reinforcing healing.
Enemy forces have 300 points.
There's the rifle squad.
Waiting orders.
There we go, Panther up for Computer.man. Fuel cache for Tushenka. He's decided he wanted 2. We can't certainly understand that as well. 2 Panther 4s is quite a force, got to an 80 versus 75. Victory point while Tushenka's got a good lead over Computer.man. That's great for Tushenka. So 2 Panther 4s. Pioneers ready. Going for another command squad. Very good, as expected. White phosphorus there from Tushenka. Thumbs up. Pioneers advancing, planning for any mines. Panther 4s moving in. Pack 4 into the center. I guess that's a misclick or something else. Picked up mine. Craft being handled with the 2 Panther 4s. After them, going to. But there's only one extension. If you could actually like dive in and clear it out, if he pushes hard enough, then support. That's it, though. Computer.man doesn't have a lot of infantry support for the attack, like all of the infantry's back here doing nothing, so less great here. Still, it's got a chance taking out the anti-tank here. There'd be a definite problem there for Tushenka, and particularly when destroys it. There we go, anti-tank gun crew dead. Liberated from their bodies, and there you go. Clear that again. This is a really strong push by Computer.man. He's definitely tanked through here. Tushenka, there you go. Pack for you though. Definitely mistake there by Computer.man, which now spinning in the arse there. Could actually see the Panther 4 get lost here. And again, the infantry support is very much far behind. Definitely not great play there by Computer.man in the end. I mean, again, good attack with a Pack 40. That must have been a misclick or some other weird thing there. Because that's actually infantry, not the damn anti-tank gun. Still, somehow he doesn't get completely ruined for this. He doesn't lose a single tank. He didn't get the anti-aircraft after it, but still he took an anti-tank gun, but may have been moved did Panther 4 to destroy it. Deny it to Tushenka. Put easily mines. Veterans 1 gain. Need to destroy the Pack 40 there, Computer.man. Easy on the way there for Tushenka for the 2nd Armored Division as he's retreat here. Fails to get the anti-tanker destroyed. That's a definite problem there for Computer.man. Needs to get the Pack out of there. Oh, he's going to hit by the tank rifle here right next to the Pack 40. Bad call there by Tushenka. Oh, not Computer.man, not Tushenka. Tushenka, I mean, so far, you know, I think fairly made some good calls here. You know, something like egregious plays here, like Computer.man at times.
The capture point is being overrun.
Goes in there. Can understand the logic here for sure. But the infantry support is still very much lacking. Got the anti-tank again, needs to destroy it. Anti-tank grenade damaging the engine. Reinforcing healing, could go for Stug, maybe back things up here.
Capture point is under attack.
I think that'd be a pretty good decision here to go from Stugs. Alters and Panther would be a good addition here. Easily going for the Panther 4. The light damage into the easy hit from the Panther 4, veterans 1 gain, 15 kills, all on running in. Shot bounced or missed, that's very lucky there for Tushenka. Obviously gravity is for well, okay, that bounced. Sherman half health, easy 8 of course. Got the Panther 4. Rather being torn apart to charge 40. Could get around the damage in the EC8 here. Heavy firing here going on here around the center. Computer.man can easily begin churning out more tanks. He's got plenty of fuel for that. Manpower. Captain Rifle tracking the Panther 4's machine guns. Definitely, I think that's definitely not a great move by Tushenka. He's taking too much damage to get away with. So Computer.man's once more back in, like, you know, charge again. Partly because he is being aggressive, but there's that particular, like, you know, issue where the tank and infantry aren't cooperating particularly well, which again leads to, like, overall less effective attacks. Makes it 2 again in the Panther 4. Just added. Very good. Pack out shot went bounced off as well. Ooh, that was a mistake there. Holy smoke, that's a big mistake by Tushenka. That's Rifle just lost. Yikes. Almost got the hit as well there. That'd be a huge blow there to Tushenka. Computer.man's now looking very strong despite some mistakes because, again, overall, you know, he's just very good at, like, trying to take opportunities at the range, which, you know, can actually, you know, take you very far. I mean, you just, like, aggressively more likely, like, you know, find mistakes by opponent, like, punish them, as long as you're not just being reckless or dumb about it. But, you know, being fairly smart about it, you can still, like, typically, a lot of the time, you know, catch your opponent doing something, you know, silly or awkward, just, you know, not prepared for something, do a lot of damage. So, I mean, that's definitely, I think, carrying Computer.man to a degree, but definitely, like, working, coordinating it better. Because, again, like, you know, just charging your tanks for, like, no infantry for, like, several minutes is typically not a great idea. And, again, like, missed on some assault and some missed opportunities here. Another Panther 4 for Computer.man now. Tushenka is definitely in a bad place, but that doesn't mean you can't recover from it. Gunner being hammered. I'm seeing one is certainly having a light impact here. Lots of ambush camouflage. Fun fact, the Americans did try using camouflage on the Western Front. They actually dropped it because their own troop kept mistaking them then for Germans, because the Germans are the ones most commonly known, obviously, for using camouflage uniforms. So, little fun fact there. Easier than getting the Panther 4. Shot landed nicely from the Panther on the EC8. Rifle Grand Eastern victory point. We got 222, 229. I'm guessing he's just trying to clear up lines of fire here, so there's less for Tushenka to hide behind, for example. In future engagements. Second Panther 4, they're ready for Computer.man and for the Panzer Panzer Division. Half to there on the east side, 3 kills, Veteran 2, EC8 being fixed up again. Gonna be some time for Tushenka to look for, like, any other tanks. Again, Computer.man, meanwhile, is not far away from, say, a third Panther 4. He could, in fact, even go straight for an Austrian right now. Visiting Hammond, he's hitting 4, expecting the Panther 4 here. Then there's the Rifle Fort there by the west of the cut-off point. Then I'm shooting halfway down there. And got the Canadian squad. That's definitely not great for Computer.man. Definitely great for Tushenka. Next to one from there, go for third Panther 4 for Computer.man. Giving a strong armor complement. So it's going to force Tushenka, I think, to have to go for multiple anti-tank and to have like a chance against this. There you go, he's just destroying all the foliage. There's the captain. Oh, but Lieutenant, why do you hate Bukash so much? My mother was killed by Bukash. What? How? Don't ask. It's a very traumatic memory for me. But Pantherform was done. Tushenka's close again to say another EC8. If you need 2 guns, he certainly has a much stronger chance of dealing with the German armor, since 2 EC8s are quite a potent force. Jaeger come up with the EC8. Handful of flanking in. Jaeger come up with any shot to bits. EC8 take very good from the Panther 4. When it's being all run for the 2 route towards BARs, they display somewhere there. Go Panther taking it from instincts. Plus the signaling in there. Half 8 of actually 2 slowly approaching there. More Panther was running, could catch the EC8 and then a pretty bad spot and knock it out here. Good hit from the Panther 4. It is very close to the ace, which would be devastating here for Tushenka to deal with. Panther then chop. Oh, that's a mistake by Computer.man. Less than half health already. Trying to man to attack. It is not what you want to be as the Germans. So you're not an American anti-tank against them with a high rate of fire. That means there's a much higher chance just knocking out before it can respond. Panther 4 they're fixed up. EC8 pull back for repairs again. Very close to another one, but certainly Tushenka has got quite the hole to dig themselves out of. Panther catching the entertainment again. Did you see again? Computer.man just constantly probing, looking, using the tank like to find weaknesses, like opportunities to exploit, and there you go. Goes to the entertainment. In this case, the EC8 is nearby, so he can't finish it off, but still, like, you know, just this constant probe for Computer.man really just, you know, can take him quite a bit far because, again, it's discovered Tushenka's not really doing a lot there. In that sense, it's also kind of historically actually Germans very much, again, aggressively favoured, you know, constant pressuring and looking for, like, these kinds of weaknesses in their opponents. And when fighting, and it's also typically sometimes, like, you know, they had some of their greatest tactical successes, just like, you know, successes is like, they just, you know, probe, attack, and like, you know, oh, hey, there's, you know, a gap here, or, you know, the aren't, you know, actually is heavily defended there, so we just push through and stuff like that. So that was something also, you know, in that sense, you know, the Germans got up there and showed over a more aggressive mindset throughout the war. Which is also kind of weird, like, now again, Britain just keeps typifying the Wehrmacht as this defensive faction, when, again, for the Wehrmacht overall, again, the defense was never likely something they, you know, considered as their main thing. That said, of course, you need to be careful not to extend his Panzer force too much out of there. Go to Tushenka now. In a few seconds, I think, go for the EC8 if you can't already. There you go. A few moments. Computer.man, though, has one issue. He's starting to run out of infantry pretty fast. He needs to replace his losses. Pan's going to need to be a good addition here. Even more gunner needs to be. Definitely needs to replace his losses. Having only 2 infantry squads is a definite issue here for Computer.man, and definitely great for Tushenka as 3. Now, the EC8 on the way there for Tushenka now. There's going to be 2 of them. Once you coordinate, the first one he can, of course, get its radio net bonus active, and he can shoot faster. Alongside its 2 bonus, meaning he can actually shoot quite well. 4th Panther for the Computer.man. You know, fair enough, but he still needs infantry. He absolutely needs infantry. That's 2 EC8s, and again the first one now getting the radio net bonus. This being handled by the triple Panther force. Caught in a whirlwind of death. This is unfortunately getting the Panther 4. Unfortunately for Johnson, essentially nearby. Also very wise upon that detected from down the veteran Panther 4. Very good there, excellent game, but knocked out there. Good prioritization there by Tushenka. Definitely caught Computer.man off guard there and took out his most precious Panther 4. Since again, that would have been the biggest issue throughout the match. We kept going for much longer. Since again, high rate of 5 Panther 4s, which is devastating. Destroying the anti-tanking, then the damage has been done. We do have another Panther 4 here for Computer.man, but still, that is quite nasty for Computer.man. Aircraft shut down, crashing into the base here. Panther 4's racing forwards. Could be a bit dangerous here for Tushenka. There we go though, Panther 4's missing, EC8s do not. Other Panther 4's being up after the force as well there. No, he's not racing too far ahead, then he's trying to keep it close as well, so he can actually maintain the radio net bonus as well. Computer.man still not replacing his infantry losses. That is very concerning there. That is very concerning. You definitely want, again, my rule of thumb as always is minimum 3 infantry squads. Otherwise, again, you're just too short. The normal number you actually want is, I would say, actually 4 squads. But 3 is like, you know, the workable minimum. 5 is, you know, usually Okay, that's also what most players can handle. 6, alright, you gotta be good, and above that, it kind of gets silly. Plus at 5, it's all like above that, you know, you'll just risk like heavy manpower. But again, you can pull it off if you got skills. You can actually make 6 infantry squads work, and sometimes really do some serious work. Although most of them tend to be one of the better factions for 6 infantry squads in general. So some details that came out. But again, 2 infantry squads right out.
Our supply line just got cut off.
And that's the thing, Computer.man is just floating so much manpower, it's not going to infantry, which is definitely wrong. Yeah, come up with the cap in the west. And at this point, you just go for a bunch of pantry before going to be great with the infantry and whatnot. Go for supporting attacks, and also, of course, with the veterans 1 bonus will really work well with the panther for attacks. And again, that's also, you know, why wouldn't you then go for the panther? Of course, the way he's attacking, but the panther force, again, the Pentagonese would be great additions to support in particular that type of tactics. Now then, seeing there for Tushenka, Stuga line for Computer.man. Nice to see that. As the Panther 4, but again, Computer.man badly needs infantry. And again, I don't know why he's not going to come. He's an absolute mystery to me. Germany almost ace level, shots bouncing off the Panther 1. That's pretty lucky there for Computer.man, by the way. He's pretty lucky. Well, there you go. Lock seats there, go ACC. Really hard rate of fire now. Bonuses there. Still forced to back off. He is being cautious about this. Very wise. Yeah, Computer.man then continues just to float manpower. So there you go. We got the Stug 3D ready here for Computer.man for Germany, for Deutschland. Singling forwards. Great from the pen from the rifle squads. Great from the Instinct Stug. Captain rushing eastwards against the command squad there. Pepper down to half health. But again, the Lackmint is really just limiting what he can do. Finally going. Oh, he cancels it. Goes for it again. And still the machine guns from Q9. I mean, it's done surprisingly well without machine guns, to be honest. But you know, he still would have benefited. He still would benefit now from a lot of infantry. And then the Panther pushing it back into an animation 1. Very good there for Tushenka, not good for Computer.man. More pioneers for Computer.man, going up to 3. That definitely will help repair tanks faster. But he definitely needs more infantry. There you go, fresh Grenadier squad out there. Should of course upgrade as soon as possible. We got 157 to 217. Here's in the east there, close to the east level. Badly repairs. It's being handled with Panther 4. There's 2 there. Shit's added. On this rate, Tushenka can soon go for 30 here, which would definitely think be a possible problem there for Computer.man. Stinging up the Grenadier squad west side. Still no upgrades there. Certainly a bit quiet now between Computer.man and Tushenka. Tushenka's probably trying to weigh his options. And I'm not entirely sure again what's going on with Computer.man, since again he could easily, I think, just churn out a lot of infantry. And would benefit a lot from more infantry. But at least he's up to 3 infantry squads, but you know, at this stage I would just recommend going for, you know, Panther. I mean, this is where like the Wehrmacht actually had like, you know, worthwhile infantry in tier 4. I'd recommend going for that instead. You know, something like the nice foot soldiers, you know, the Wehrmacht had to come as 1 for some reason. When they added the companies, the Wehrmacht from companies 1 to imported it effectively. One of the many things they neglected in the world was like the tier 4 infantry squad, which, you know, you really can't feel at times over the Wehrmacht. He's jumping forward here, going for the Stug, almost got it. Armor heavily damaged, he fixed it all fast. Tushenka soon, stepping second to there, ready to the Stug. Plus into 1. Backing off for now, we got 154 to 2 up in the west. Computer.man sneaks in the force there with the Panther 4 Grenadiers. Need to be careful not to extend his armor that way because it could, you know, tempt Tushenka just like swarming with the tank out of the Panther 4 there. Go half to, they're caught off guard. And like to take out here to go another veteran 2 Panther 4 Computer.man. Correct for him, thumbs up. But we do get the 30s here for Tushenka, and that could be a big problem depending on how well the armor gets used. Stug fixed. Another sniper for Computer.man. I mean, he's going to like wait that, you know, flip map, but actually he's going for it sooner.
The capture point is being overrun.
But at least he's starting to spend the manpower. There you go, he's shooting on the west side. It's not halfway done with Computer.man. We could go for another Stug now. I mean, 3 Panther Force and 2 Stugs, I think, could be a sizable armored force to actually, I think, break Tushenka if used correctly.
The enemy is overrunning one of
It
our
seems like, again, Computer.man is insisting on keeping a manpower reserve, or maybe he's planning 4 Panther Force and a Stug. Can't rule that one out either.
tank support is here.
There you go, 30s hit the Tushenka. Looks like we're going to see a larger armored battle here on Langraskaya. There's going to be a lot of tanks. I mean, we're looking at a total currently of like 6 tanks and a Stug. That's a lot of tanks. There's being swarmed by the EC. It's of course ace level and not quite ace level, still quite veteran. And he's definitely in trouble. But he's fortunate here, he forgot to. Oh, there we go, duck. Gonna use wiped. We're gonna do is wipe there. Again, veteran EC8s are quite formidable opponents. Do not take them lightly. I know a lot of people like to sleep on EC8s, but EC8s are quite good if you know how to use them. Also get a bunch of them. Like 3 EC8s is a significant armored force that can actually take on a lot there.
Our supply lines cut.
Air support going again here by Computer.man. EC8 will take the 4. Go get there. So we got this Sherman getting the Stug. Air support pulling in the pan for the Shermans here. We got 133, 202. Yeah, come on, gets Ralph coming up there. Ralph will route it.
We're at 200 points.
Okay. Mine's going off here. Snapping forwards. Then any mines could run into. That'd be hilarious if he loses a second sniper to mine as well. Honestly, of course, if except your Computer.man, obviously that would not be hilarious. Just waiting for the air support to wear out. Now there, got 7 kills. 7. And yup, Computer.man's in fact going for 4 Panther Force and a Stug. There's then 3 EZ8s. That could be rather big armor battle here.
Back to full strength. Ready for action. Listen up. Here's the deal. Nuts. We got orders coming. All right, you two. Listen up.
Panther Force halfway done.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement. What the hell am I?
Ralph's going eastwards. Bring up the center of the Eastern, the captain.
Ready for action.
Easy thing here for Tushenka, leading in aggressively. Second opportunity there, go catch 1 Panther 4 there. Definitely made a mistake with the community scam, tanks that close to the front line. Got it! I mean, again, just know that EC just did so much damage so fast. I mean, really, do not sleep again on the ECs, but just like punch out a lot of firepower once you get high rates of fire. Like, they can lay down some serious firepower. So with those radiant bonuses. Like, I really cannot stress it. Like, these are great. Honestly, I wish the Panther was more like the EC8 than the current mess it currently is. Like, if the Panther was more affordable, still like fairly armored, but again, still more cheap, but still again just pack a better punch like the EC8. I'd be a big fan of the Panther, but as it currently stands, you know, honestly, say the EC8 easily beats the Panther in game.
Armor here.
You're starting to get under my skin. There is ours.
Got decent point here. I mean, I'd pretty much call this a mini Panther, except, you know, good. I like the Panther. Snapping forwards here. I don't know what Tushenka's doing. I think he's trying to bait his opponent to do something here. There you go. Panther 4 knocked out, and with this, again, we can see that Computer.man really struggles with these large armor formations, like sending in the tanks piecemeal into like an opponent that uses armor well together there. Stug then getting into 2, very good. He tends to push ahead there, just high rates of fire there. A torrent of death unleashed against the Stug, unfortunately. Didn't keep the distance. Knocked out, sticking with the second blow there. So again, barely any damage done by these EC8s. Barely any damage. Panther 4 knocked out. And with that, Computer.man is out. Overall, there again, poor handling in the armor. But you know, just really like EC8s are just good. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. So hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on, tell friends, tell family, do channel me. This is Imperlinks and cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.